We are here today to announce that the Justice Department has secured felony guilty pleas from the world's largest cryptocurrency exchange, Binance.
Actually, it's Binance.
Binance.
Binance. Largest virtual.
Binance.
Binance. And let me be clear. It's Binance.
Binance.
Binance. Council has discussed crypto regulations and legislations at length, and we have come to the conclusion that instead of regulating, we are going to ape a fat bag each into laptop and pump it to over $1,300,000,000,000,000,000,000,000 market cap. Let's fucking go, crackheads.
Good morning, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of the Crypto Morning Coffee. I got my coffee, fancy coffee, bullrun coffee, locked and loaded, ready to go because we have to talk about Ethereum. Ethereum is pumping quite a bit, 40% move during the last 2 weeks. Absolutely insane, and we are going to look at altcoins, how they are behaving. The whole market is going up with Ethereum. This is a very exciting time. And then in the end, we're also going to take a quick look at how Vivi is doing. But first of all, stay tuned all the way through. So good morning to each and every one of you. And we have ourselves still on the way of this breakout, and there are some key levels to check out, but before we do that, make sure to smash up the like button here for the live stream if you're already there. If you're watching it later, still smash up the like button, very important here, and let's go, right? So what is key here? We have the breakout, we have the retest, everything looks extremely nice on this Ethereum pump, and we have to see that from bottom to where we are right now. Ethereum has gone up 240%. What a move! And this is only from April until now, basically a 3.5x. That is massive move. And now we are approaching the previous all-time high. We are actually just under it, and this will be the next. I expect some resistance here, which is not a guarantee, but we can be prepared for a little time spending in this area, since this is the previous all-time high. And then once we're going into price discovery, it's going to be nuts. It's going to be wild, right? So that is what I'm looking out for. Now, how far can it go? Well, the breakout target here from the non-logarithmic measured move of this is roughly 7,000. I think that is realistic also. Many people are talking about 10, 15, 20,000. I'm not saying it can't happen, but it's just that if I open the scale here, of course we can choose everything and just say this is the target. Don't forget to take profits on the way, but looking at Ethereum from a even more macro perspective on a 2-month, we have a really nice setup, basically that we are looking at, and that is we have the big bull cross on the stochastic RSI, so the momentum is definitely on our side. We are not overbought. We just crossed on the TSI, where the TSI is giving us quite some bullish momentums here. So here we did cross for the TSI, and we still did another 100%. So we have another cross here in this move. So maybe we go to 7,000 as the breakout predicts, and then we will see, right? I don't think we need necessarily the $20,000 targets, as if you have this target and it goes only to $15,000 and you don't sell any of it and don't take profits, then what are you here for, right? No one ever has become poor by by taking profits, a wise man told me. I think all season is here. I think so too, is what Anita says here in the chat. Quick welcome to our rare hodlers. Thank you for supporting this channel. Trucking Hank and Stevo the Devo we have here in the chat live with us. Some others may be lurking in shadows or driving, no problem, but we're excited, so thanks for supporting me here. Don't forget to check out the rare hodler tier if you're not a rare hodler yet and become a rare hodler supporter of this channel. Then I will be very happy. Getting some cappuccino in before we go here. So we can almost skip Bitcoin, right? Forget about Bitcoin, but it's actually crucial in the story as well. We do have Bitcoin here going back and forth at one level, and it really seems that every time Bitcoin moves, some profits are taken and moved into Ethereum or some large caps. Which is why we get this insane pump. So not much to see there, but on the other hand, ETH against BTC is now on halfway to the upside, where we would expect some major resistance, which supports the breakout target, right? I mean, if you say that we have a little bit less than doubling, that is where what brings us there. For me to go completely out of my Ethereum position, I definitely will wait more, because I think we just had the breakout and there's still more to come, and we are not even overbought. And you see, in the last time that we went into overbought territory, we still had some more to go, right? Quite some more. I mean, 3-4 months to go. So I'm not saying to wait until the very, very end, but I'm saying that also we don't need to fumble all the gains at once. At least the stock is, as long as the stochastic, as long as everything aligns to the upside, I'm going to hold on and see where this goes and if we hit our target. Once we come closer to this and these indicators look in the direction of, this could be the end of the move, then I'll press some sell buttons. But until then, not yet. And then also here, right, the closer we come here, the more Ethereum I can offload without any problems. But let's see what's going on. So first of all, I mentioned this in yesterday's video. I made a little update video for you, but still we have it here on the main page. Everyone sees it. And we do see S&P 500 hits new record as CPI report gives Fed green light to cut rates. So the market is pricing in right now rate cuts. Rate cut means the environment is easing. Easing means risk off goes to risk on, and everything in the crypto space is risk on. And that means these coins will get much more love, right? Also the Ethereum ETFs and so on, we see it already. BlackRock's Rick Reeder says CPI gives Fed justification for half-point cut, even more bullish. Yeah? So that is something. And then the reason why is US consumer prices rise 2.7%. Annually in July, less than expected. So people did expect the tariffs to pump inflation, but it's actually not, because and the reason why is very simple. The tariffs are a tax. If the government and it's only looking as if it might increase the prices and rise inflation, because it is a price increase just as a tax in the country is. But it's actually not something that contributes to inflation, because what happens if government inside a country or increases the taxes across all goods, for example? usually people consume less of the goods and not more, right? So that doesn't contribute to real price increase, and then the demand will just go lower, right? People will wait because many can't afford it, or they shift to cheaper goods because that price increase is too much for them, right? So usually that is what really happens, right? So, and in this case, it proves once again that this actually happened, which is why the CPI did not increase that much, okay? So now we see that this sentiment shift, or this expected rate cut, has wealthy investors to move into Ethereum ETF, just as expected, that the Ethereum ETF is the vehicle. You can roll over money or profits into Ethereum. You remember the narrative, and I want to recap this, right? The narrative in the last 5 months or 6 months or 1 year was there is not going to be an altcoin season because wealthy investors and institutions cannot roll their money from Bitcoin into Ethereum and from there into other altcoins. We have covered this on this channel that we don't believe this is the case, that altcoin season is coming, and that we believe that the asset managers like BlackRock and Fidelity and WisdomTree and all of the others will bring ETFs into position so that they can do this. So, yeah, so sorry for that. We don't want ads here. So this is exactly what's happening. Now 300 million coming into ETH. These guys on Twitter, they always say BlackRock just bought. BlackRock is offering an investment vehicle and someone else buys through it, right? But the inflows go into BlackRock wallet. So yeah, that's like saying the New York Stock Exchange just bought 1 billion of Facebook, Meta. So, yeah, someone bought. Okay, that is what's really happening. But now we also see Fidelity, or through Fidelity, 145 million, so almost $500 million in ETH. In my video, I've covered that Wintermute is out of ETH on OTC desk, so that contributes to the pump. Of course, there will be new ETH coming into OTC desk at new prices, but the price is being negotiated to the upside, and just now people are buying, wealthy investors, institutions are buying ETH through the ETFs, which means that is their entry price. They want to make gains, okay? So yeah, I think there's still way more to go for ETH. Now let's quickly have listen to Cathie Wood, also reasoning why Ethereum might be the winner here in the institutional game. And this goes contrary to Mo, who said, I covered this in a video, that no one wants Ethereum in the long run. So let's see.
Ethereum, while it might be higher cost and a little slower, it's more decentralized and therefore more secure. Yes, we have been watching carefully who is signing on to what protocol as they begin to develop their digital asset strategies. So, well, first we saw Coinbase for its layer 2 base chose Ethereum. More recently, we saw Robinhood for the layer 2 that it is evolving, also building on top of Ethereum. We had a thesis that Ethereum was going to be the institutional protocol. Solana had a massive run relative to Ether. And so many people were challenging that notion, and yet we're seeing the votes being placed. And it makes sense. Ethereum, while it might be higher cost and a little slower, it's more decentralized and therefore more secure.
Okay, so I think that, and this is exactly what institutions want, right? They want the security level also never being down is one thing. We remember Solana still had this blockchain congestion problems, but Solana also is up quite some bit. Only this week, 20% on Solana. So we can quickly look at the Solana chart here as well. So we do see here that for Solana, don't need, okay, that for Solana we are also just hovering under all-time highs. And I think here is a really massive build up of another cup and handle pattern, right? If you see this here, it's actually closing here with this wick, and then here we are expecting Solana to go to 280 and from there start its price discovery, right? So Solana is just building up. Many coins, if we are looking at them, are just building up momentum, right? For example, let's look at ADA here, for example, right? I mean, ADA is far away still from its all-time high. So this will be the thought of many people who are going to say, hey, if ADA, if Ethereum pumped, the large caps are which large cap did not pump that much, right? ADA back to all-time high is almost a 4x. Okay, so of course this can happen, right? Maybe not happening for everything, but XRP, USDT, we expect XRP to go. XRP is already in price discovery, basically. Here, maybe if we find an older chart or something like that, let's see if there's any chart that is older than that. Not really. Coinex maybe, nah, not really. I think that's really like the one. So big fat breakout coming up above resistance. We are at 322 for XRP. The XRP army, very happy, had to wait a long time. Yeah, so it's Sol is making moves, as Trucking Hank said. That is absolutely true. We do, Anita says, I am a moon girl. That's absolutely fine, I think, in this phase. As long as you're also a take profit girl, that should be absolutely fine. JW says, good morning. How about VeChain? Do you think that will perform well the end of the year because it's lagging big time? Absolutely. I think the reason why it's going to be perform well in the end of the year is exactly that. It's lagging behind, but it has a massive community, right? So for example, if we go here to the VeChain Twitter, right, and compare that to other coins, they have an increasing fan base or follower base. They have 632,000 followers, and one thing that needs to be considered, many coins had a dilution in the circulating supply. VeChain is not one of them, right? So people will look once several coins pumped, like for example XRP, right? If let's say you're a new investor, or you are someone who still looks for some nice multiples on altcoins, you look at XRP and you're like, wow, that thing is already in price discovery, right? Let's take something that still has some room to grow. So VeChain back to all-time high is a nice 10, almost 11x, right? So I think that there is reason for people to go into that. And on a more macro basis, maybe we are going to form we're looking here on the monthly, right? Maybe we're going to form here something like a double bottom and then bam, right? Then we pump and try to reach the all-time high. Will we reach the all-time high? I don't know. But we are just, and this is something to keep in mind, look at the stochastic RSI, for example, here. We just have a bull cross here. Let's mark it also. So that we can go back, tap ourselves on the back here. But for VeChain, we do have a bull cross here. We just need the follow up now to come in here into the blue box. That usually is because otherwise you can have this, right? You can have, if usually you have a bull cross and then a pump into the blue box, right? And then you have your confirmation. Even if you get a pullback here, then you will get a massive pump. So what we would want to see is over the next 1 or 2 months that this stochastic RSI moves in a positive momentum here. And the altcoins, they can pump throughout the end of the year into the new year. There's no problem with that, right? We do only have 47 RSI. So I would say VeChain is even a bargain right now. Yeah. Because they are working with institutions, they are working with they work with PwC, they work with several institutions. They have nice use cases. They go to trade shows. They have speaker slots on large trade shows and so on. So they have these events like on the tennis where they certify the trophies. I think they have real life use case. They don't have the adoption just yet. But they have just revamped their staking program. They will get more TVL. They have done the effort to go into another nice bull run, right? So I would say, JW, I would say VeChain still will make it, but there are many coins that not all coins will pump at the same time, right? So you will have coins like, for example, Chainlink, right? It now has some really nice momentum, but many times Chainlink did not pump at all, right? So also the Link Marines, they have suffered quite a bit. And if you see it here, like on a monthly basis, it doesn't even look like a massive pump or so. Yeah, you're just coming up here for closing in on a cup and handle as well. But like the entire market is forming something like this, right? As you will see if you go to the overall altcoin market, right? The total 2. And by the way, this is massive, maybe even history made on this channel. Look at this nice and perfect cup and handle setup on the total 2. And we just had a wick up above this line. So technically, our altcoin season has not even started yet, really, as this is mainly driven by Ethereum. Once the total 2 and the total 3, especially the total 3, break out, that is when the altcoin season really, really catches on fire, because that is where other coins are driving this, not only Ethereum. Right now, coins are bleeding into Ethereum, right? So we are, I pray for 10x from all-time high. For what? For VeChain? That would be a little bit exaggerated, right? But praying is one thing, taking profit is another one, right? So this time, no fumbling of taking profit. You see total 3, take out Ethereum. We are not yet at the all-time high here of the same cup and handle setup. So what's driving this gap is really Ethereum right now. Ethereum is leading, yeah, and is getting the big fat gains. That's normal in our altcoin season flow. No, absolutely normal that Ethereum is doing the pumps right now. And I think that's okay, right? And then if you look at outside the top 10, you see the others. The others have recovered also a little bit, but not yet come back up above. Nice double bottom here, but not yet come above this trend line that they lost, right? So altcoins still display some weakness. We're still looking at the big fat cup and handle setup here for altcoins outside of the top 10, but they will take longer time. Explains why things aren't moving that dramatically on, for example, MCATE, right? Because they are in this lower, right? In this lower setup. MCATE is sitting here, nice and tidy, right? Has done a massive move up, but within the boundaries, right? Where's my? This is the real one here. So we have still way to go for this accumulation zone to end for MCATE. So all these altcoins like MCATE, Devi, they are gearing up for a mega run right now. Yeah, so they are absolutely gearing up. Here you see it for Devi as well, right? Gearing up, but not yet broken through any all-time highs or so. It's just coming out of the slump here, and that is the story for many small coins, right? So what else do we have in moving at the moment? Aero is moving, Aerodrome Finance, right? And this is something I covered this yesterday in the video. The high yields on Ethereum are probably going to spark DeFi rally, and we see it already, right? So the AV 25% up and so on. We might get a DeFi run here out of the high Ethereum prices, and that would be good, right? You see overall the entire brackets are up like 10 to 15%, right? So here, for example, white up 162%. Memes still moving good, but now also, as predicted on this channel, also the classical use case coins, I would say, and not meme coins, are pumping as well. Okay, so really, really good looking market, and this is going to go on for some time now, and absolutely normal to have a coin doing 100%er, right? Of course, some of the coins that are dead, they can do 100% just by pump and dump, but we're talking more about the big coins here. GMX also up 30%, Bio, EVA, and so on. In these brackets, we will see some coins moving. What is going to happen to OMI? Well, if it moves, and I think it will move, because no one believes it will, so probably it will, then it's going to be in the latter part of that altcoin season. Let's pull up OMI USDT here on Gate.io. So, right, we're still waiting for that bottoming still, and it's one of the last coins to bottom. Monthly wise, we have the same setup, right? We have a bull cross on the stochastic RSI, very down, deep down. We need the move now into the blue box. I've rarely seen something so drastic in sentiment. We definitely need that bottoming, that recovery here for OMI. You see, we have followed it quite extensively. Extremely high volume compared to before. Yeah, if you see here, whales, but mostly sell volume. This right now might be the first green volume here, but still to go on this month. Still 18 days of action to go. So Ecomi is still waiting for its day, but it can happen quicker than we think, right? You can have this big fat candle into the moon quicker than you think. But right now, not the time, right? And there are coins. I mean, we see it here: Troll, Chill, Cat, Illuvium. By the way, you can see that here. Where is it here? Illuvium minus 11%. Let's pull it up on TradingView. Illuvium is comparable to OMI, and look at how Illuvium looks as well, right? So all these game metaverse coins, they seem to suffer from the same problem, down only, right? And you basically, for Illuvium, you have this here, and you need to break this downtrend, yeah. But you see also massive buy volume is coming in. The bull cross already through, so Illuvium also wants to have a run. And this doesn't guarantee that you go back to all-time high and so on. If you bought here, more likely than not, you will have to take a loss. But maybe you can diminish the loss. Yeah, that is unfortunately sometimes the reality. How does it look for Sand USDT? Comparable to OMI as well. Little bit better, but still, like in the slump. It reminds me more of VeChain, only that VeChain has like many more followers, but basically forming a fat base here. So Sand also maybe coming out of this. So you see that we're really far away from all these coins having another summer. as well as Mana, Decentraland. Same setup, right? You see that these coins, they look the same in their setups, right? They're not ready yet because it's not the vertical, but technically just for a trade you can buy these things, right? You can buy all of these you can buy all of these coins theoretically for a trade, right? So because even if it only goes back and forth in this channel, there is a 100% move in that, right? Bull crosses here and there, so there might be some reason to take a trade on these. Not saying that you should. By the way, guys, we have 50 people here watching Crypto Morning Coffee, so make sure to smash up the like button. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't yet. If you're lurking around, let me know that you're here in the chat. If you can, if you're driving, no, don't sweat it. Don't worry about it. If you want me to look at a specific altcoin, then also let me know. I think one of the ones to really watch out for is Sui, and Sui is approaching its previous all-time high. We do see also here we want to cross bullish, but not yet there. I think for Sui, given the chart history, we might find something a little bit more compelling. Let's go into the weekly, because I think on the weekly we do see a little bit more what's going on. We have found nice bull support here for Sui, and we do get some compression here, which tells me that Sui is ready to break higher. So we probably will get some more run out of Sui. Hey, Nick Lilipska, what's going on? How are you doing? Green Lantern, did I already say Green Lantern? GM boys like driving and paying attention. Very nice. Trucking Hank says flow is interesting as well. I think it's also, yeah. Let's go into the monthly, back into the monthly. I really like looking at coins on the monthly. Yeah, flow absolutely wrecked. Let's see if there's more chart history somewhere else. Not much more, but okay. This mega sell candle here is a massive, but also flow has bull cross here, so let's not forget that. Everything, especially the coins where people say dead will never come back and so on, they're probably not dead, because on dead coins there are no people anymore talking about it, right? So for example, on OMI you have a lot of people, it's dead, it never comes back and so on, but there are hundreds of people talking about OMI constantly every day, right? Then you take a coin like Bumper, for example, and you see there's nothing going on, right? Right? There is like that is dead, right? There's no volume, no exchanges, no talks. Then if you want to know if it's dead or not, you look at it on Twitter, right? So Bumper was also one that was community favored. Bump. Do we have do they even have their Twitter anymore, or is it gone? I can't even find their Twitter anymore, right? So maybe they gave up. I don't know. But that is the game. That is how it is, right? You put $100 into Bumper, now it's worth $1. Fine, right? It happens. Then you have something like MCAT, you put $100, now it's worth 1,000 and ready for a run. It happens, right? Do you own a bit Banker now? To be honest, I don't. To be honest, I actually don't. But let's see. Banker USDT. Let's look at Banker. It seems to be very hot because everyone's talking about it. Okay. This is the reason why, I guess. Up only, right? Banker coin. What is that? So it's up 7x from here, and probably even more if I find a chart that is... Oh, that is not a good chart. Oh, that was perpetuals. I don't want perpetuals. Gate.io. Okay, maybe that might be not the real banker coin. What's the real? Maybe on Bitmart, this is a good chart, I guess. This must be it. All right, but the other one was bigger. I think Maxi had the... No, it was not Maxi. Where's the chart that I initially had it on? CoinEx? I think so, right? Yeah, that should be it. Yeah, that is the biggest chart I can find. But banker coin is hot right now, yeah, and it can get even hotter. So I don't know. Yeah, like, thank you. Could you check ICP and the monthly RSI? Absolutely. ICP USDT. And keep in mind that we are only, here's your ICP on the weekly. So this is still fine. It seems to hold support. By the way, we drew this in like, I don't know, probably in March or something like that, on the stream also. This looks good to me. And also here, right, the monthly RSI is only 35. That's even below bull market territory. And what is really bullish on ICP is this. So it seems that ICP wants to go hard. Also here we have a bull cross that we can mark, and the difference to other coins like VeChain and so on is here we have just entered the blue box after bull cross, so this might go next, right? And this makes sense. ICP is technically a large cap. It's 39, it's in the top 50. It already has $3 billion market cap, so I think there could be a nice fat run coming in for ICP right now. 100% move or something like that would not surprise me at all. If you were to check out here only how much it would be until we get a break decision, it's already a 70% move, and then we will see the breakout, right? So ICP could be a nice buy here or on breakout. Doesn't matter. Let me know what you think. But for me, I mean, you have this, you had this bearish cross right here, 3 times bear cross, 1 bull cross in the upper zone. That one bull cross led to a 593% move. Right now we're back down. Not that much, but back down, and we get our bull cross down, way down here. So I would expect a big fat move out of ICP. Okay, I really expect that. Bonk coin, Bonk USDT, Bonk meme coin, beloved meme coin. Not enough chart for that. Okay, that looks better. Bonk looks nice. If I were to say, I would say you have yourself a range here, somewhat like this. And in that range, we have 3 touch points, maybe 4, even if you count this. And it consolidates before the next run up, maybe, but this needs to be decided now, right? So I would definitely say there is a possibility for a breakout for Bonk. 2 hours left, ETH expected closing range. Yeah, so I think it would be healthy for ETH to not close directly in the all-time high territory, but rather to hit the head here, consolidate, cool off, and then go hard, right? Because on the daily we are more or less like we are overheating on the daily, and so on the daily we could get some correction here in. No problem. ARB, 1 second. ARB USDT, Arbitrum. What does Arbitrum have for us? Arbitrum has for us that it is absolutely wrecked, but it already recovers. No problem. A little bit more chart history would be nice. It's not much more. Maybe KuCoin. These things, that, okay, so that is even the launch point. So we do have this downtrend, and the interesting thing is, let's draw this. Maybe we need to go into the weekly for that, because so we see a little bit more. Okay. So if that is a downtrend here, then we want to break it. And we are very close to it. So basically, you could argue you have a falling channel, right? I mean, who can argue against that, right? And then falling channel has a very high chance to break to the upside, right? So Arbitrum, in my opinion, it would be there. The only thing that I don't really like on this is that we do have a very the stochastic RSI, but the stochastic RSI it doesn't, like, one indicator doesn't tell anything, but we are not, even on the weekly, like, there's so much room for Arbitrum to go. We already have a bull cross on the TSI, so yeah, Arbitrum could go like this, please don't hold me against it, but for me that's a bullish setup. Yeah. Thanks, bro. Just missed the session again. Please, ETH closing price 2 hours left. I don't know exactly what you want from me here, but on the 2 hour chart, 2 hours left for closing, or what? Like okay, so less than 2 hours for closing the 2 hour chart, obviously. 3 hours for 3 hour chart. 2 hours for the 4 hourly, and as expected at the all-time high we get rejected a little bit, no problem. Maybe more rejection coming in on the daily. You see it also, we building a wick, temporary, right? Zoom out. It's always better to look at it from a longer, like from far away, you know. It's like how do you know, for example, as a commander, what's going on the battlefield if you are with group 47 on the front line? Yeah. And you're looking into the battlefield and you're like, oh my god, that looks horrible, there are 1,000 enemies, right? But if you look on from like above, far away, then you can see all the troops moving. You have more time, you can get educated guesses about what's happening next. So I think that's the way to go. Like it's from time to time, take the monthly chart and look at it from far away, because then small things like a whale dumping or so don't matter anymore. Then only the big picture matters, and the big picture tells us retest complete, big fat move, approach all-time high, maybe spend some time on all-time high, and then boom, right? Go into price discovery, rip the entire market up, altcoin season, degeneracy, everyone will come here, everyone and their mother will come here and look at their want to look at their favorite coin that just went up 300%, and then there will be the new guys that will tell us how good these projects are, and how Sui is going to do a 10x from the all-time high, and so on. It will all repeating itself, yeah, in my opinion. So yeah, I promise, quick look at the VV numbers, slowly creeping up, had some spikes in the market. Whoops, this is already 15 minutes ago, so I need to refresh that so that we see what's going on in the markets. In the market we have some, that needs to be like this for the market. 7 minutes ago, a lot of minting going on, comics left and right. Someone is minting comics like hell, and it's all the same wallet. What the heck? No, and two wallets. Two wallets minting like hell, the 888 wallet and the 504F wallet here. They are minting like hell. And then Yeah, so maybe, so this is something that we need to keep an eye on a little bit now that we get into this degeneracy phase. If we see any evidence that whales are buying NFTs on Vivi, right? If we see any major evidence for whale purchases, then we could assume that something's going on, right? And it will, you see it here, it will take much more money than the last bull run for the Vivi collectibles to go back to all-time highs. Just because, first of all, the gem exploit is not there. That is one factor. But even if you calculate the all-time highs down a little bit, we now have, I think, more than triple the amount of collectibles in the market. But also, we have a lot of idle wallets and so on, so there could be supply shocks coming in, right? Casper to 167. Yeah, I mean, Casper also, like, I remember the first run of Casper was crazy. So a lot of things have been bought just in 50 minutes. I mean, all of these collectibles have been bought in 50. Someone is stacking soul stones. What the heck? This wallet, D588, is buying soul stones like crazy. People are minting Fantastic. Oh, I think I missed Fantastic Four. Is that true? That comic at least. And then these collectibles, Human Torch and so on. I really have to check that out. That could be interesting. Then also something that has no identifier has been minted like hell. All within the 1 hour. So something's going on here. Something is going on. Rare comics are a very good pickup now. If you want to increase your MCP, you can find rares for approximately $2 per 2 MCP. Nice. Okay, good call. I will check it out. Let's see. But that is the status for Vivi here as well. So we should keep an eye on that now that, of course, Ethereum will draw attention, but you know what's traded against Ethereum, NFTs, right? So the moment that this is happening, we also will see more trades on mutant apes, crypto punks, and whatever. And that in itself will have people speculate on NFTs. So if you want to front run this, then maybe it's a good time to look for bargains already. Anyways, guys, for today, that's it. So make sure to smash up the like button, subscribe to the channel, notifications on here to never miss out on a Crypto Morning Coffee market update videos like yesterday. If you haven't seen that one yet, then make sure to watch that as well. And yeah, stay tuned wherever you are on the world. Have yourselves a great morning, evening, day, night, or afternoon, and I catch you in the next video or live stream. Bye.